And let's bring in Adam Kennedy, our stato. Adam, FA Cup Day, regardless of which side of the border, which country you're in, the FA Cup final is one of the big matches on world football.
Without a doubt, Mark, always a momentous occasion, and 7 of Chelsea's 8 wins in FA Cup finals have been by a 1-goal margin, the only exception being a 2-0 victory against Middlesbrough back in 1997. The previous 8 victories were under 8 different managers, and Thomas Tuchel could become the 9th FA Cup winning Chelsea manager with the Blues, yet to concede a goal under the German in this season's competition. Leicester City, meanwhile, are the only club amongst the 24 top-flight English champions to have never won the FA Cup, and in their 4 previous finals, they've lost to Wolves, Spurs and both Manchester clubs by an aggregate scoreline of 9-2.
Going to go back a wee while since they were last in FA Cup final action. Last year they were knocked out by Chelsea at the quarter-final stage.
Indeed, Chelsea have won all 7 previous FA Cup ties against Leicester, 2 of which went to a replay. However, the Blues are winless in their last 6 Premier League fixtures against the Foxes, drawing 4 of those. One of the 2 defeats was back in January, which was coincidentally Frank Lampard's final league match as Chelsea manager.
You know, we can do stats till the cows come home, and this is your area of expertise, so the cows are coming home right now. But actually, when it comes to desire, I wonder if the desire is more in the Leicester camp. You know, the big stat for me here is that Leicester have never won the FA Cup. This is history. For Chelsea, they've been there, they've done it, they've been in the final for the last couple of seasons, and they've also got the Champions League final against Man City at the end of the month as well.
No, I think you're spot on. I think Leicester, it's sort of kind of getting the monkey off their back, isn't it? I mean, Brendan Rodgers has got a fantastic record in finals as well, because he's won all 6 that he's reached as a manager. The Championship playoff final with Swansea, along with 5 as Celtic boss. So it'll be very intriguing to see how they get on this afternoon.
We're asking our listeners today, and they've got a chance to win a vintage Subbuteo game, which is just a fantastic prize. So the thing we're looking for is number of goals and time of the first goal. What can you give us around those stats?
Well, I've got that 4 of the last 5 finals have seen the deadlock broken in the first half, and we haven't had to wait until the second half for a cup final goal since 2016, when Jason Punchin scored for Crystal Palace against Manchester United. And like you said, Chelsea have been involved in 3 of the last 4 FA Cup finals. The latest opening goal in that time was in 2018, courtesy of an Eden Hazard 22nd minute penalty against Manchester United.
So first of all, number of goals.
I've gone for a sole goal. I know that's boring, but it's just in the hope that I jinx it to make it a fantastic spectacle with goals galore.
And time of that first goal?
I've gone for the 19th minute.
19th minute. It's fascinating because the bulk of the entries that have come in have gone for inside the first 20 minutes. I'm going to go for 25 minutes and I'm going to go for 5 goals. Adam, fingers crossed that if it is 1-0, regardless of to who, it's one of the best games of football we watch. That's what we asked for in the FA Cup final. Everyone else, you can take part now. You've got a chance to win that vintage Subbuteo game. If you go to bfbs.com/goals, you can take part now. We're looking for the number of goals scored in total, including extra time and penalties if it goes that far, and the time of the opening goal. Let's get the guy that knows all the stats as far as the 4 matches are concerned and bring in Adam Kennedy. And Adam, first up, it's Arsenal versus Brighton.
And Arsenal need a victory to avoid ending the campaign with their worst Premier League home points tally mark. The Gunners have won their last 4 league games, scoring at least twice in 3 of that quartet, but have conceded at least once in their last 7 games at the Emirates. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could become the first Arsenal forward since Alan Smith to score in the last match of 4 consecutive campaigns, when he did from 1989 to 1992, and only Sheffield United and Wolverhampton Wanderers have scored less away goals than Brighton and Hove Albion, 18 in as many league matches on the road for the Seagulls.
Well, this is traditionally a low-scoring match with no team scoring more than 2 in the last 7 head-to-heads. Arsenal won 1-0 back in December. Last 0-0 was January 1982, so we're going to get goals, but maybe not a lot. Let's move to Leeds versus West Brom.
And Leeds United have won their last 3 Premier League matches, scoring at least twice in every one. Their tally of 59 league goals is a record for a promoted club in a 38-game season, and Patrick Bamford's 16 Premier League goals is the most of a player from a promoted promoted club since Charlie Austin's 18 for QPR in the 2014-15 season. Mateus Pereira, Albion's starman, has been directly involved in half of their 34 Premier League goals this season, having scored 11 and set up 6.
Leeds won 5-0 in the Hawthorns back in December, last 0-0 2003. Now, about this, 23 goals scored in the last 4 end-of-season games between Leicester City and Spurs. So when they meet in May or July, as it was last season, the last 4 meets have produced 23 goals.
And only one of the 101 league meetings between Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur has ended goalless, which was a second-tier fixture at White Hart Lane back in March 1948. The FA Cup winners have scored at least twice in the last 3 Premier League matches at the King Power, and Kelechi Iheanacho has scored in every one of those. The Nigerian has scored 16 goals in his past 19 games in all competitions. Harry Kane, of course a former Leicester loanee, is Tottenham Hotspur's second highest scorer, and he scored 14 goals in 11 appearances against Leicester City, his former club.
Wow, we've got Kane, we've got Vardy, we're going to get goals surely. There's probably going to be goals as well at Anfield. It's Liverpool 4 versus Crystal Palace 13 and Roy's final game in charge.
Indeed, but Liverpool have won 7 successive Premier League matches against Crystal Palace, scoring 17 in their past 4 meetings. The Reds have also scored at least twice in the last 4 league games, and Sadio Mane has scored in 7 consecutive Premier League appearances against Palace. Mohamed Salah is also chasing that Premier League Golden Boot, tied on 22 goals with the aforementioned Harry Kane. Mind you, 3 of Palace's 5 Premier League wins against Liverpool have came at Anfield, but they'll be hoping for a better performance than the reverse fixture, where they shipped 7 to Liverpool without reply.
A lot of 7s in there. 0-0, last 0-0, 1994 in this fixture. Adam, first or second?
I'll go first. I've gone for a 12 mark.
12, OK. I'm going for 17, you wimp. 17 for me, 12 for Adam. You can get us online at bfbs.com/goals. Adam, thanks very much. Final goal predictor of the season, we welcome back Adam Kennedy. Adam, it's been a fascinating season. It comes down to this: Brentford versus Swansea. They finished 3rd and 4th respectively. Brentford will be hoping to make it this time, having missed out at this stage last season.
Absolutely, Mark, and it's the 10th different occasion that sides finishing 3rd and 4th in the second tier have met in the playoff final. The third place side winning promotion on 6 of the previous 9 occasions. However, last season, of course, like you mentioned, Brentford, finishing in 3rd, lost 2-1 to 4th place to Fulham after extra time. When you look at the head-to-heads, it's not inspiring as far as the goals are concerned, but both sides have goal scorers there, Brentford in particular. Definitely. I mean, both championship meetings in the regular season between Brentford and Swansea ended 1 apiece, with the Bees taking the lead in both games, and coincidentally 4 different goal scorers, 2 of whom you were going to touch on. Ivan Toney has been directly involved in 42 goals in 47 championship appearances for Brentford this season. 32 goals and 10 assists, including the playoffs. And Swansea City striker Andre Ayew has scored 17 championship goals this season, including the playoffs, 3 more than any other Swans player. Yeah, you talk about Tony there, and it's 32 goals in 51 games. It's been a great investment for Brentford. Yeah, and you feel as though you'll be playing in the Premier League one way or another next season, whether that's having won promotion with Brentford today or obviously another top flight team coming in from you. Certainly wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. I've got a stat for you here. There's a link between these sides that relates to, you're a Hearts fan, that relates to Hearts. Do you know what it is? No, I don't. Okay. Both sides feature the sons of Scottish Cup winning captains for Heart of Midlothian. Oh, now I know who it is. It's Stevie Fulton's boy Jay plays for Swansea, and I'm assuming it's Stephen Presley's son Aaron for Brentford. You got it. It's a good bit of trivia, that. One of them will be absolutely delighted today, the other will be in despair. And it is such a huge match, this, Adam, isn't it? Absolutely. And this is, funnily enough, the second consecutive season that Brentford and Swansea have met in the Championship playoffs. Obviously, the Bees got the better of the Swans last time out in the semi-finals last season by a 3-2 aggregate scoreline. So it's certainly shaping up to be a tight, intense affair, you'd imagine. OK, this week we're looking for the number of goals in total and the time of the first goal. What you got for us? Well, 2 of the last 4 Championship playoff finals have ended goalless, so I am going to say that there will be goals. However, there's been a maximum of 3 goals in the game in the last 9 playoff finals, and 7 of which have been settled by a sole goal. So I think we're due a 2-goal margin. And in the last 10 playoff finals, the first goals arrived in the first half 5 times. So I'm going to say the first will arrive around 39 minutes, but that there'll be 2 goals within the 90.
Okay, well, I'm going for a whopping 5 goals and 21 minutes. And listen, a huge thank you for all your stats over the season.
No worries, Mark. Thank you very much for having me on. Cheers.